Hi guys, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel where I make stuff. This week's stuff is sheet ghosts because here in England, I don't know about anywhere else, but here in England it just remains autumn. It's like a forever season. It's summer here, or it's supposed to be summer here, and it's been raining constantly for weeks. So it still feels like autumn. So there is no summer here in England, so we're not having one. I'm going to stay with making spooky stuff instead. So right now I am turning the bottom of one of those cheap plastic tea lights into the bottom of what will be a lantern for my ghost. So I just trimmed it down, all the plasticky bits that I don't need I took off. And then I'm going to create a base using my epoxy sculpt, mainly because I can't put this bit in the oven. If I do, it will melt and I won't have a light. While I let the base of the lantern cure, I'm going to make the sides of the lantern using some Primo translucent clay. I just want to say that I bought this clay 2 years ago for my Witch's Chalice video. I'll leave a link at the top. And I have to say, 2 years, it's just been left kind of unwrapped in the bottom of like my clay box doing absolutely nothing, and it's still usable, so that's pretty impressive. So I just made 4 equal sides and then shoved them into the oven and let them cook whilst I decided to do some of the canvas instead. I just want to point out that this canvas smelt awful. Now it might be because I've just quit smoking, but and everything smells now. But this canvas really smelled bad, so it's a stinky ghost. Be careful of round canvases because they really smell. So once I'd taken the canvas out of the packaging, I just made the general shape of my ghost and then built up his arm, because that's literally the only part that I really wanted to be sort of sticking out of the painting, just using my super sculpey medium. It's quite a nice easy sculpt. I love a nice easy sculpt, to be quite honest. One of my favourites as well. I don't think I'll sell this piece. I kind of really like it. It's going to sit on my wall. Now that the translucent clay is like fully cured, it's really kind of cool. It's not fully translucent. It's not like fully see-through, but you can see through it enough for it to look really cool. And then I spent ages making this beautiful sort of pyramid-y top for my lantern that I will gradually go on to completely squash trying to put this thing together. So smart me should have just glued the translucent pieces together to make a nice little, box, but I wasn't being smart me, and I decided to try and do this. And I have to admit, this was a lot. It just kept falling apart, and I eventually managed to get those tiny little clay sides to hold on all 4 sides, and as soon as I did, I stuck the whole thing in the oven to try and get it to cure so that I could fix the sides later. So if you're going to do this, don't do it my way, don't do it the really bloody hard way. Go and get some glue, glue everything together first, and then sort of sculpt round that instead, because my god, is it difficult to do it my way. But whilst that was in the cooling down, should I say, because it's up there in the top corner of your screen, I went on to add in loads of I don't know, wrinkles in a sheet ghost. I don't really know how else to explain it. Lots and lots of snakes of clay all over to make it look like a draped sheet, because that's essentially what it is. To make sure that I don't have a wonky lantern, I'm literally just balling up a tiny piece of clay and sort of squishing it behind the lantern so that it looks kind of straight down rather than weird and wonky. And then built my ghost sheet hand on the top of it. You couldn't say that while you're drunk, could you? sheet go sheet hand. Or you couldn't say it really fast. I'm not going to try and say it really fast. Out loud anyway. To add a little bit of texture to my sheet ghost so that it wasn't like perfectly smooth, I just found like this bit of fabric that had, I don't know, an interesting pattern, and squished it over just to give my sheet ghost a little bit of texture, and then I cut in a couple of like notches and grooves into the sheet just to give it a little bit more interest, because let's face it, it's just a sheet. And then I put him into the oven for final bake. So this is the part where we finally attach the flickering light to the base of our lantern. I literally just got my epoxy sculpt again, created like a band around the light bit, and then like proper just shoved it on the bottom. I literally just squooshed it in there and then tidied it up with a little bit more epoxy sculpt. It works. There's probably better ways of doing it. But if you want to do it the complicated way, then you can always choose to follow my tutorials and, you know, do it the interesting way. You know, you don't learn unless you make it hard on yourself. That's literally the only thing that I can come up with, because it's how I work. It's literally how I work. So if you want to copy my tutorials, feel free to do so. You will swear a lot. I swear a lot. You just don't get to hear most of it. I also noticed that there was a tiny little crack in the bottom of my ghost's sheetness. So I filled that in as well with a little bit of my epoxy sculpt, and then it was on to painting. I'm using just my usual paints, to be quite honest. Arteza and I can never remember the name of the other one. Crawford and Black. That's my black and whites. It's Crawford and Black. I just went with a very basic colour scheme. Ordinarily I would do a you know, pan in and pan out on, you know, doing my base coats, but black and white are my base coats normally, and this entire thing is black and white, so I just figured I'd show you my entire painting process. After adding what essentially is black and white paint to everything, there was a little bit of copper, but generally everything was black and white. The longest part of actually making this sculpture was making that lantern. Other than that, it's been a really nice, easy sculpt, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. So, you know, if you like this video, then please do let me know down in the comments. Press that like button, share it to all your friends, because the more people that know about it, the more my channel will get out there, and the more amazing, weird things that I will be able to make. So please do take a moment to like, comment and subscribe. It really does help me out. And with that, my little ghost is finished. So I will see you in the next video, guys. I will catch you later. Bye! She goes, she goes, she goes, she goes, she goes, sheet, ghost, sheet, hand, sheet, ghost, sheet, hand, she goes, you can't say it fast.